as of the recording of this video, the Atlanta Hawks are 2-0, which may come to a surprise by a lot of people, but it's not surprising to me. So today, basically in this video, I'm going to tell you why the Hawks might be championship contenders. I made the Hawks video in the past, I know that, but this is after watching 2 games as of the recording of this video. Of course, they played the Pistons at 7 p.m. later, so we're gonna see what they look like in that game. However, welcome to On the Mic. This is your host, Micah Cannon. Make sure to like and subscribe. All that is going to be up here. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, the Atlanta Hawks, there are a couple of reasons that this team is looking like one of the more successful teams in the NBA. Number one reason is the bench. Kevin Herter, Nathan Knight. You have Rajon Rondo even. He can even come off the bench sometimes. Then you're going to have Kendrick Nunn. Chris Dunn coming back after his little injury and his surgery. And of course, there are a lot of people on that bench. There are a ton of people. Then you have Brandon Goodwin. That bench can score. And when I say that, I mean it. Kevin Herter had 21 points. Nathan Knight had 14 points the other night against Memphis. That whole bench can score. And I believe they scored over 30 bench points in both games. And that may not sound like a lot. However, when your bench can come together sort of and drop 30, 40, even 50 points, that really gives a boost to your starting lineup. It takes a lot of pressure off the starters. Trey doesn't have to drop 40 points for us to have a chance at winning, basically. I know he's dropped 36 points these past 2 games, but trust me, it's not the same type of 36 points. It's a way more efficient 36 points. It's a way more matter 36 points. It's not just 36, garbage time points. It's a very efficient 36 points, and I think the bench has really, really helped with that. Of course, you have if your backups can look like a starting lineup, then that's really good. Of course, you have Danilo Gallinari. He'll come off the bench depending on the Hawks' rotation today and depending on whether he's still healthy. I still don't know quite about that yet. However, there's a lot of stuff that comes off the bench, and when you have a great bench, you have a great chance at making the finals. Just ask the Lakers. They had a pretty good bench last year. The Warriors in those years where they went to the finals. Even the Toronto Raptors of the year they went to the finals. Teams with very, very good bench players and a very good bench in general always have a chance to make it deep in the playoffs. And that's one reason, quite frankly, why I believe the Hawks have that same chance this year. Number 2 is Trae Young himself. Trae Young is averaging 36 points and about 8 assists this year, which, of course, it's pretty early. It's still only 2 games in. However, you still have to point out, he's shooting 55% in 2 games, and he's averaging 8 assists with 36 points. Things with Trae Young. Trae Young has seemingly gotten way better at drawing fouls. I see him shooting 10, 12 free throw shots a game, and while that may not be big, that's 10 to 12 extra points that your team has. So while at the same time, free throw shots may not look like a big deal, they can be, and they usually are. They're the difference between winning and losing. The Atlanta Hawks, I'm telling you, they have great, great, great talent in Trae Young. I believe Trae Young's going to be an MVP candidate this year. I think he's going to have to get a little more efficient following the last game, though, because, of course, the Bulls game, he shot like 90%, 83%. But in the Memphis game, he shot like 41%. So I'm looking for a more efficient game from Trae Young tonight at 7:30 as of the recording of this video once again. However, either way, I believe he will be an MVP candidate. I think he will be a great point guard for a long time. And surprisingly, Trae Young's not playing that bad defense this year. You can see he's clearly worked on it. He's gotten a little bit better at it. And although he will never be the best defender, of course, looking at his size, he can still turn into a serviceable defender, and that's really what all you can expect from Trae Young. I mean, all you can expect is a Stephen Curry level defender, which is a pretty solid defender, believe it or not. But yeah, Trae Young he got better at every point in the game this year. I believe that Trae Young will firmly be in the MVP conversation. The third reason is young talent. Nathan Knight showed you the stuff he was capable of the other night versus Memphis. And then you have, of course, John Collins. He's part of that young talent. Of course, Trae Young's part of the young talent. Of course, Cam Reddish. He has star written all over him. And then you have I can't quite remember his name. A dude from Virginia. Can't quite remember his name right now. DeAndre Hunter. That's his name. From Virginia, DeAndre Hunter. He had like 11 rebounds and 15 points that last game. against Memphis, and they're basically showing you that while these rookies, while these young players may not be the best they are in their primes right now, they still play really hard. Somebody like DeAndre Hunter getting 11 rebounds is huge for your team. It's a big boost because you expect the rebounds to come strictly from your big man. You don't really expect your rebounds to come from, a guy who's 6'8" and usually lives his life on the perimeter. However, I just love the amount of grit that the young talent has. Even Kevin Herter coming off the bench is a lot of young talent. When you mix up all of that good and very young talent with all the veterans that the Atlanta Hawks have, I think you get a very, very good mix of a sort of feel for the game, because you have Rajon Rondo who can teach Trae Young how to be a basketball player. You see Trae Young is way more effective without the ball in his hands this year. That's probably partially due to, of course, Rajon Rondo going in and teaching him up. John Collins, he can't quite shoot the three like Gallinari, but I'm pretty sure Gallinari can help him adapt a very consistent and respectable jump shot, while he can also improve his inside game. And of course, Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter, those guys are young. They have all the veterans in front of them. They will, I think they'll get better as time goes along. They are two of the best young players in the league, in my opinion. Of course, they are not having the strongest of years right now. However, 2 games in, it's still pretty early. And I think they quite possibly have a chance, both of them, to maybe win Most Improved Player. Of course, barring that, unless Sabonis goes crazy. Start respecting Domantas Sabonis. Little side note, Domantas Sabonis will be an all-star starter this year, I'm telling you. And then I believe the last and final reason is the general manager. From Trae Young to DeAndre Hunter to Cam Reddish, this guy has gotten draft pick after draft pick after draft pick right. He's made great trades that could help the team. I believe that this general manager I can trust with my Atlanta Hawks for years to come. Of course, they got Chris Dunn, They got Chris Dunn. He's a guy that can play on the side, and when he's not injured like he is now, he is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. And of course, he will make those guards that Trae Young can't quite defend as well, he'll make them work a little bit more. And I quite frankly believe he will be great next to Trae Young if he starts. Maybe they'll have him coming off the bench. Maybe it'll be depending on the personnel the other team runs, whether that be a 2-3 or a 3-2 or, they have a whole bunch of different personnels in the NBA. But however, depending on how things go, depending on how things are ran, that's basically hanging in the balance whether who's going to start each game, because one game you see Gallinari starting, one game you see Collins starting, one game you see both of them starting. It just depends. However, the general manager, he's also gotten Rajon Rondo, who is not a superstar pickup. He's not a wow, we got Rajon Rondo guy. However, he's not to be passed by. Rondo can still pass the ball with the best of them. He can still score a little bit off the bench. However, he's going to be there to teach the young guys. And when you have young talent like the Hawks, that's what you need sometimes. You need a guy that can teach the youngsters how to win and play basketball. The Hawks are playing winning basketball right now. And I'm not going to say it's only because of the veterans, but it's a high chance that the veterans had a big impact on what the team is last year compared to what the team is this year. Because last year we didn't have a lot of veterans. This year we have a lot of veterans. You see that we're 2-0. So, yeah, keep that in mind. And also the GM he's just made great moves. He made a move when it came to being in Golden State, getting Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, leading Golden State. I believe he was Golden State's former, general manager, something like that. He was with Golden State before. Now he's building his own team here in Atlanta. It's going to be a great ride. It's going to be a great team. I believe that the Atlanta Hawks are most definitely a top 5, maybe even top 3 seed level team, but let's wait to see that. That still is in the balance because, of course, we're only 2 games in. However, it's never bad to get excited really early. So, Hawks fans, well, me, of course, us Hawks fans, we have a lot to look forward to. I'm really happy about the way our team's performing. I really hope we can get the win against the Pistons tonight. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. All that is going to be up here. Last video of 2020 right here. So enjoy it while you can. 2021 is going to be a grind. I wish everyone a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, of course, late. But yeah, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. I love you guys. Thank you for watching.